Hey, Sarah.
Hey. What's up?
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Sarah Durant. I am Chris's advisor. I'm also an assistant professor in the Department of Okay.
Okay, so how do you feel like the proposal went?
I think it went really well. I think they were really, really happy with what you had written.
Yeah?
I'm pretty excited about some of your experiments too, so that's always good.
It's good. I mean, it's crazy because, like, there's that proposal was like 30 pages long.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't know, it felt like a little nervous, like, actually presenting it to the entire committee. Like,
Yeah.
how are they going to respond to
Yeah.
the rationale and the actual methods?
Yeah. Sort of like handing your baby over.
Yeah,
to somebody.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but you felt like they bought it, or they were
Yeah,
on
I
board?
think they were really happy. I mean, your proposal had a couple of things that you always want a proposal to have, which was a really sound rationale for why you wanted to do the different things that you're planning to do. So I don't think anybody walked in there not understanding why your research was important. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I think part of it is because, well, first of all, you set it up really nicely. But secondly, it was really clear that you had really delved into the literature and you found lots of really good evidence for why you should be asking your particular questions. So you both created a scenario where people were very clear on the fact that, hey, this is something we don't know, and you made it very clear, like, this is why we need to know it. And you used the literature to support that, so it wasn't just like, I have this hunch, this matters. It was like, hey, lots of people are really going in this direction, and we should be on the front of that.
Yeah, man, that's encouraging to hear. I mean, it's like so much literature to read and review.
Yeah, you know, it went really well. The other thing that was good is you didn't get a lot of questions about, like, hey, why is this important? You got more questions about, like, let's think through the details of each of your experiments. So it was good that you had people up to that point that we could really talk about, like, making sure your experiments were really well designed.
Yeah, and you feel like they were well designed? I mean...
Yeah, they are very well designed. And I think, you know, that came across on other people's responses. There was no sort of... nobody felt like, hey, this experiment doesn't make sense, or we need to go back to the drawing board and redesign this. It was all, let's also try to collect this endpoint because it may give us a little more feedback on that. Or, you know, even more specific, like, how do we make sure that birds are going to perform well in this scenario? So yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah. And so if you were to, like, describe the function of a research committee, you know, that's you and 3 other professors that are, like, established in the field, different expertises, but still, like, well established. What is the, like, function of the research committee for the graduate student, for me?
I think first and foremost, they are facilitators. So they're there to help. They're not supposed to hand you ideas or hand you questions. They're supposed to facilitate you developing questions. And the same goes with method development. You really need to get out there and figure out how to do these things, and they're just going to facilitate that process. So along those same lines, I think they're really there to help guide you through the process. I think committee members should have fairly open doors to their graduate students so that you feel comfortable going to them and seeking out their expertise when you have a question. But yeah, I think that's primarily what they're there for, to really help guide you. And facilitate things, and not, you know, puppeteer it, but set you up for success.
Yeah, because I do feel like there was, like, all right, Chris, you have got to create this project, but once I had something on the table, they're really supportive in trying to, like, make what I'm trying to accomplish an actual reality, like a goal that I can achieve. And even some of the comments were like, well, maybe we should hold off on that, or, like, you need to tone down this experiment a little bit. Not because it's a bad idea, but because my committee, like, wants me to succeed.
Yeah. So I think that touches on something else committees do, which is to help rein you in sometimes if you're sort of thinking too far out there or going, you know, in the wrong direction. They help bring you back in. The other thing that a committee should do is challenge you, though. We want to make sure that once you get out of here, you are really well prepared for whatever it is that you want to do. And that's not really going to happen if we don't sort of challenge you to think about every aspect of your research project.
I guess the next step is actually collecting the data.
That's right. And then writing it.
Yeah.